Welcome to Just Puzzling. My name is Chris. Today we're going to do an expert Killer Sudoku. Let's get into it. Alright, so we can see that that's a 2 there, so that was pretty straightforward. That cage is a 5, so that's pretty good. 3. Okay, so we're just looking for some low-hanging fruit at the moment. And it looks like we've run out of low-hanging fruit, so that's all right. So what do we got? We've got a spare 2 cells per cage there, but unfortunately there are 2 cells there, so I won't add those up at the moment. 18, 15. So what I do have here is across these 3 boxes here, I actually have a spare cage there. So let's do some addition and see what we get to. So 2 plus 17 is 19. So if I add 1 to 20, so to plus 25 is 45. Plus 16 is 61. 76, 80. 7, 99, 107, 120, 131. So these 4 boxes should add up to 135. So if that's 131, that's a 7. Okay, so just so that we know that in each of these boxes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they actually add up to 45. So 45 plus 45 is 90, plus 45 is 135. This actually added up to 131. So that has to be 4, which is going to be a 1 and 3. And what added up to 11 was the 7. So what do we got here? 12 plus 12 is 24, plus that's 39. So this is going to be 2 and 4 to get it up to 40. So that's the 2, and that's the 4, that's the 8, that's the 7. Okay, so what I do know now is this is 7 and 5, because it can't be 3 and 9 because of that 3 there, and the 4 and 8 can't have a 4 or 8 there. So that's a 7 and 5, I just don't know which way. Okay, so 12 plus 16 is 28, 38, so that's 7. So that can be a 3 and 4 or a 1 and 6. So we now know that this is 9 and 6. Which means that I know that this is 1, 3, 8. So 1 and 3. 3, so 1 out. So this is actually, so that's 1 and 3. That can't be 1 and 7 because of the 7 there. Can't be 3 and 5, so it's 2 and 6. Which means that this is going to be a 7 and 8, because the only 2 digits that add up to 15 is 7 and 8 and 6 and 9, and the 6 is there. Okay, so 15 plus 15 is 30, 36, so that's 9, so that's going to be a 9 there. Because 9 from 18 is 9. Okay, 3, 2, so that could be anything. What's interesting also is I can figure out what that cell is. So 19, 45, 61, 72, 87. So that's a 3. That's a 9, which means that this is an 8 and 7. So 7 can be in any of those boxes there. Seven, 5, 8, 3, 8 there. 9's got to be in here. So that's a 9. Now it can be 2 and 4 or 1 and 6. But what that means is this is 6. So a 3 is in this row column here. So a 3 is in that row there. No, we're different between columns and rows, obviously. There. 7, 8. So this can be 1 and 9 or 4 and 6. 16, 28, 38. So 7. So it can't be. So it can be. 1 and 3. So that can't be 1 and 3. So this is 2 and 6, which means this is 5 and 8. So if that's 1 and 3, the numbers in there can be 1 and 7, 3 and 5, or 2 and 6. Because of the 6 and the 9, that left 8 and 5, and because of that 5 there, that's a 5. So that is a 5 there, and this will be 1 and 3 across here. Now I know that's 9 and 6. So 1 and 3. So 1 and 3 across there. So that's got to be a 2. So this is going to be 9 and 4, but I don't know which way around. This is 9 and 6. So this is going to be 6 and 2. I don't know that's a 2. I know that's a 6. Which means that I can do that 6 there, and that 9, which means I know that 9, and that 4. Because I know that this is a 4 and 7 now, 4 and 7. I should be able to tell you 1, 3, and 8. So 8 is going to be in here somewhere, and then it's 1 and 3. He says that he should be able to tell you that, but he can't. So we know that this is now 5 and 7. So this has got to be 8 somewhere up here. 5 and 7. 1 and 3. So 3 is down here. Don't know about the 4. And the 6. And the 1. Okay. 1 and 3. So what are we looking at here? Don't know. 1929, so that's 16. That's 8 and 7. Alright, so let's start with that. So 1 across there, 2, 4, and 5. So 1, 4, 5, so this is going to be 9 and 7. I just don't know which order, but I do. Because that's 8 and 7, so that's a 7. And that's a 9. Okay. So 9 is going to be in one of these two boxes here. So 9 plus 15 is 24, 27, 38. So that's 7. I just now know where the 9 goes. Okay. So 8 has to be there. That's 7, so this is going to be 1 and 6. So if that's 1 and 6, that's a 1. That's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 2, and this is 4. 3, 4, 2, 5. So this is 1 and 6. So this is 1 and 6. 6 and 4 there. 1 and 9. Okay. What else have we got? So here that was 16, so that's now 8. So this is going to be 8, which is going to be 3 and 5. 3, 5, 6, so somewhere down here's a 3. Three there. 5. Still don't know 5 and 7, but we do know 1 and 8. It's got to be there. So that's 8. That's 1. Okay. So 8 we knew was up here. 5 and 7. So we know that 5 is there. So that's 13. That's going to give us a 1 and 6 or 3 and 4. Okay. One, 3, 8. So this is actually 4 and 6 here. So if this is 4 and 6, right? So the reason for that is 1 can't be 1 and 9. 2, 8 and 2, 3. So if that's 4 and 6, that can't be 4 and 6. So that's got to be a 1. That's got to be a 9. This has got to be a 4. Oops. You're an idiot. Okay. 6 and 1. So not the brightest. The reason being is I didn't check that thing and assumed that was a wrong way around, because I assumed when I had the 6 and 4 that was the 4. That was a silly mistake on my behalf, and I'm not happy with myself. But anyway, we'll move on. So because that's 1 and 3 there, that must be a 3. So which means that this here is going to be 5 and 4, which means that this here is going to be my 9. Interesting. Okay. 9 there. 9 there. So we've still got 1 and 3 here. Jeez, I've got 1s and 3s everywhere, haven't I? What else do we know? So we know this is 4 and 6, which means that this is 1, 2, and 7. But we don't know which way. So 2 and 7 there. We know that this is 5 and 7, so that's 5, 7, 7, 2. The reason that I could figure out which was the 5 and 7 was because the 8s cancelled each other out in those two cells, and the 3 and the 9 cancel out that, and then there was a 5 there, so that's the 7. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. So that makes sense. 1, 3, 4, and 8 there. Okay, 4 and 8 there. Don't know. If I put an 8 there, that's 14. It's got to be 2 and 1. So that's got to be the 4. That's got to be the 8. That leaves me a 3 and 4 here, because they're the only numbers that can add up to 7 because of the 1 and 2. Okay. So 7, 14, 29, 39, 6. Now, that's got me that 6 and that's 4. 1 and 3, so that's the 3, that's the 1, that's the 3, that's the 3, that's the 1, that's the 8. So up here is an 8 here. That must be a 2. 1, 2. So that makes that a 5. 1, 4. Still 8 and 7. So that's 8, 7. 1, 6. 1, 5, 7. So there you go. We did that in a little over 15.5 minutes. Really disappointed by that mistake because it was a silly mistake that was made. Basically, from a point of view of that I had the 8 digits, I just had to check it and I just assumed what I had. Anyway, bye for now.